Rita Channon introduces us to the only full-blooded Osage Indian hang glider pilot in his own element, gliding over Yosemite National Park. Yesterday, Rita Channon introduced us to some of the marvelous means of exploring Yosemite Valley, and one of them was from the air. Tonight, Rita and the crew are going to mount a camera right on the wing of a hang glider as it sails across Yosemite. And you're going to have an opportunity to see what it looks like to eagles soaring above the most awesome valley in the world.
I feel that I have always been meant to fly. Maybe as a child, I always envisioned myself as a reddish-brown bird, flying around, looking at people from up here in the third dimension and saying, hey, this is so easy. And now I can really do it. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Tall Cheif lives to fly, and there's nowhere on Earth he'd rather soar the heavens than at Yosemite National Park. Advanced hang glider pilots come to Glacier Point from all over the world to test their skill and get a bird's eye view of the scenery. And they all know Cheif.
When I fly here, I see something new each time. I feel different air. And every time I walk out to the rock to run off of the rock, it means something new to me every time.
The Cheif calls himself the only full-blooded Osage Indian hang glider pilot, and even established the American Indian Air Force, of which he is the sole member. He started flying 9 years ago after he gave up the ground motorcycle racing and took to the air. When he's not at work near San Francisco as a laser optics technician, he's floating above Hawaii, Rio, the Pacific Ocean, and of course, Yosemite. Along for the ride is Cheif's wife, Meryl, who used to fly, but now co-pilots in the landing field.
He enjoys the sport more than anything in the world. He lives for it. He wakes up in the morning and that's all he wants to do. Just go flying. It's just a wonderful feeling, and a feeling of freedom for him, and a feeling of expression.
Yeah! All right!
Great landing.
Thank you, baby. Thank you. All right.
Oh, good fight. All right.
Has flying become an addiction?
I would say yes. As much as breathing, sleeping, and doing what I have to do to make things, ends meet. And getting time to do what I like to do most, flying and being with my loved ones. Each time, it's like the first time I ever flew here. It seems to answer every time. I get up there and get very excited. I get the dry mouth. I'm shaking, and I'm ready. The launch is intimidating, very steep. Gets your blood going, gets your enthusiasm up, and your adrenaline is pumped up to 2,000%. Left the planet, and no matter where you look around, there's no seats, there's no wings with jets on them. You're flying as not as a bird, but as a person. Some people probably remember dreams of flying as being kind of scary. They're not scary anymore because it's a reality to me.
As long as the sun rises over Half Dome, the morning quiet will be broken by a war whoop echoing through the valley. That's just Tall Cheif letting it fly. He's drifting between mountains and past waterfalls. A spirit as free as the beauty of Yosemite.
Did you get the impression there that the chief enjoyed flying over the valley?
Without a doubt.
What a whoop. Well, you know that man helping him off the cliff is owed a special thanks from all of us because Ranger Rich Romero has been a great assistance to all of the hang glider pilots who've launched off of Glacier Point.
One thing about hang gliding, Rich, they're so pretty to look at and so quiet.
That's not always the case, as we know. We got this letter from the Sierra Club from Becky Evans, the chair of the National Parks Committee, following our story about helicopter tours through the Grand Canyon. And she points out that to many people, like her, it is a major problem because of noise pollution. And we agree with her that the National Park Service ought to work very hard on finding a solution to the problem so that we can all enjoy the parks.
Maybe some sort of compromise would work.
We hope.
Tomorrow night, Rita completes her series on Yosemite and shows us why Yosemite is the climber's capital of the world.